All right, I love filming in this location. It's just the car noise. We're just gonna go with it today. Cheers. We're gonna have a bit more of a chatty video today. An update on my Kayla wine adventure. I have done one episode, and then I dropped off the face of the planet. So here was my idea about the whole wine adventure thing. Kayla posted her thrillers, ranking them in categories of different alcoholic drinks. And one of the categories was wine. These were the books she defined as mom books, sort of that, well, now I'm going to say that more generic, you can talk about it with your mom friends, and wine. I have read 4 books from this category, and I think I am done with it. I am not a wine drinker. I was trying to be that mom friend and it just didn't work. I think the problem with a lot of these books is I read them maybe 6 months ago, 4 months ago, 2 months ago, and I don't really remember a whole lot about them. I don't remember names, don't remember situations. I remember a vague inkling about something. So from this category, I have read Sometimes I Lie, which I gave 4 stars. The Nanny, which I also gave 4 stars, but I liked a whole lot more. The Whisper Man, also gave 4 stars. And The Death of Mrs. Westaway, which I gave 3 stars. I started Where They Found Her, and I DNF'd it. I started Don't Look For Me, and I DNF'd it. There's only one more that I'm actually interested in, and that's Her Pretty Face, and then I think I'm just completely done with this category. The only thing good that came out of this category was finding The Nanny, enjoying that one enough to try out some more Jilly McMillans, then finding the Inspector Jim Clemo series, which, hilariously, she put in her rum and coke section, and her rum and coke section was the generic section, which I would actually say that the wine section is the more generic one, but I totally get where she was coming from. It does feel kind of middle of the road. But I then continued that Jim Clemo series, and I liked that second book in that series a lot more than the first one. If I am going to go for a drink, personally, I am more inclined to go for an old-fashioned. I really like whiskey, so why would I have not chosen that section first? I guess I was trying to play up that mom thing, like, ooh, we can be moms together. She defines the old-fashioned section as perhaps a little more sophisticated, maybe snooty, perhaps polarizing, something that one person might hate and another person might love. I feel like that's more my jam. So I love being snooty. I would rather love being more snooty than being like, oh, I read another thriller about domestic something or other, which, okay. I have learned a couple of things while reading some of these books. I generally don't like books that involve children. I especially don't like books that involve children and then involve their teachers. This is like my same hang up with I really absolutely hate people and the romances between student and professor or whatever. As a teacher, it just strikes me as incredibly unprofessional. I know people are living out their fantasies and their worst thoughts and stuff, but I just can't get on board with that vibe. I'm kind of done with books like that, and I think if I ever read any more books like that, I might just drop them right there and just say, you know what, this is not for me. I know it's going to bother me the entire time. May as well stop now. I wrote down 4 from the old-fashioned category that I might be interested in. Unsurprisingly, one of them is a Jilly McMillan. That is, I Know You Know. I'm also interested in The Wife Between Us, Emma in the Night, and 6 Stories. They just screamed, try me. Rewatching her tier ranking, I noticed something quite particular about 2 books that I had planned on reading for the Aurelium TBR. Now, they weren't 2 books that I plan on reading, they are 2 books that I cannot decide between. In her margarita section, so her margarita section was a fun time, good time, it was If We Were Villains and Rock, Paper, Scissors. I put these down to kind of battle it out for my Aurelium TBR are people's worst books. Jess Owens hated If We Were Villains, and Katie Coulson hated Rock, Paper, Scissors. So maybe this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so ultimately, I think this series, I'm going to continue calling it A Glass of Wine, thrillers and mysteries of the mom variety. But really, truly, this is kind of evolved. Maybe I'll change it. Seems kind of silly to make that whole intro and then use it for one episode. But hey, I think that's what people do. You know, you throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Maybe it's not the one piece of spaghetti, it's the one macaroni. So I think in doing this series, I learned a lot about myself as a thriller mystery reader. It's not really my thing. I feel like I'm forcing this. And it's not working. So I'm gonna give the old fashions a try. I'll keep trying until I find something that I like, and then I'll go with that. So, cheers, and we'll see you next time. I'm the Book Librenaut. I love exploring books, finding out what works for me and finding what doesn't, and you're here for the ride. We'll see you soon. Bye. Cars! You guys, you're ruining my vibe. You're like, just, come on. It's like, what, Friday? It's a Friday, in the middle of the day. Where are you all going?